This Beyond Clean Articles on the Go feature is titled, I Scored What? Pay for Performance, Surprises, and the Reasons Why They Shouldn't Mix. Written by Hank Balch, founder and president of Beyond Clean. If you're lucky enough to work in a sterile processing department that has a merit-based compensation program, two things are probably true. One, your annual performance reviews are even more stressful than usual. And two, surprises are almost never a good thing, for you or for your team. Normal performance reviews are difficult enough. As a leader, you're asked to condense a year's worth of employees' work, an average of 2,080 worked hours, into one score and one conversation. This is your chance to review goals, discuss productivity, outline strengths, and communicate weaknesses. This is also the employee's chance to give feedback, engage with goal setting, and gain a deeper understanding of their place in moving the department forward. But when you add compensation to this equation, it becomes an entirely different ballgame. Now you're talking about the difference in a 4% pay raise or nothing. This garners a whole new level of focus and attention on that one day a year in the manager's office. Even so, I want to argue here that your team deserves to know where they stand long before their final performance review is completed. Two main scenarios can help drive this point home. Let's start with a less obvious one. I had no idea I was this awesome. You may think that giving an employee a surprisingly high rating in their performance review would be a good thing. And from their perspective, that may be partially true. I mean, who's going to argue with a pay raise? The problem with this kind of surprise is twofold. First, if they were not anticipating exceeding your standards for department employees, it may be a signal that your standards for excellence are not thoroughly understood, either by this individual or perhaps your entire team. Are your department's expectations clearly communicated to the team on a regular basis? Are they discussed in your interview process and reinforced during coaching moments? No one on your team should be surprised by stumbling into a rating of exceeds expectations. These behaviors should be part of an ongoing program of culture shaping led by department leaders. Secondly, if your employee is surprised by a high performance rating, they may not realize what they did to deserve their score, which means they don't know how to repeat it next year. This goes to the heart of self-awareness and is the difference between someone with 10 years experience and someone with 1 year of experience 10 times. Great leaders desire growth for their teams, and growth only happens with repeatable progress toward excellence. What do you mean I'm a 1? The more common and more stressful surprises come when a manager has to explain to their employee why they will not be getting a raise next year, or why their raise will be smaller than the department average. Again, the fact that this news takes our staff member off guard is usually a sign that we failed them somewhere along the way. This can happen for a number of different reasons. Maybe you're so focused on team dynamics throughout the year that you don't take the time to pinpoint areas of opportunity for individuals to improve on prior to their performance evaluation. Maybe you're afraid to give corrective feedback due to the current culture of blowback and cliques among your teams. No matter what your temptation is to not communicate performance expectations and results throughout the year, you owe it to your team to push through it, especially when it comes to employees who are struggling to meet expectations. You should do all you can to ensure they do not walk in thinking they are department leaders when they are actually the weakest link. The most successful tools I've found for taking the surprise out of merit-based performance reviews are the following. Clear, concise department expectations, communicated in a mission, vision, and values document. Clear, individualized goals for each employee. Consistent, individualized, and honest feedback from leaders. Regular public recognition of behaviors that highlight excellence. Scheduled real-time performance reviews every 3 to 6 months. Merit-based hiring and promotions. As with everything else you do as a leader, you are always teaching with your actions. You are either teaching your team that you believe in them and want them to succeed, or you are teaching them that their success is none of your concern. Yes, more than likely, you will have to give low performance reviews. And most of you will have at least a few technicians that highly exceed expectations. But your goal as a leader should be to ensure that everyone and their mama knows what those expectations are before the scores are tallied and the paychecks are signed. The rest is up to them. May the scores be ever in their favor.